Landmines and jellyfish, welcome back to Knives, I guess, and be still. Be silent. But do me a favor and hit that like button or they won't release the Epstein files. And this week we're carrying the Kobalt 2.4-inch folding pocket knife. Now, let's get into this thing. And of course, now this means it's a raw reaction video because I can't go back and open it a second time. And I'm trying to be careful because this has an exposed edge on the packaging, which I don't like, but here we are, you and me, together in this point in space and time. Gimme! Gimme! And look, they included a reservoir tip. Time! Okay, so, let's take a look at what we're holding because it'll bother you if I don't. And you know I love you. So, first things first and most importantly, the pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. We got a lanyard hole here. We have got steel scales on this thing, on steel liners. We have got a thumb stud. Let's try flicking the stud. And we got 2.4 inches of D2 steel. So this is one of those things that Saints EDC traded me for some lanyard beads with. So let's thank him in the comments for making this possible. But this is available. I think he got his at Lowe's, but I could be mistaken. It might have been Home Depot. So this is a quick pickup, a little impulse purchase at Lowe's or Home Depot. And yeah, like taking a look at this thing, the first raw reaction is mediocre. Like, I'm okay with this thing. I'm not deeply offended by it. It's going to be kind of one of those things where I'm carrying a tiny blade, and I'm going to know I'm carrying a tiny blade the whole time. I'm feeling a little bit of stick. Little bit of stick on this edge. We'll take a look at the factory edge shortly. But the liner lock is pretty reasonably accessible. The action on it's pretty nice. The detent's good enough. Like I'm not a fan of thumb studs, but at least this one does work pretty well. Let's see. Just breaking the detent loose and not giving it any extra sauce doesn't open it all the way. You got to give it a little bit of extra flick and then it's open. So the detent could be better, but at least it's got some detent to it. The action's pretty smooth. It's riding on the Teflon washers, either Teflon or nylon, but you see them white washers in there. And yeah, the steel's going to be kind of heavy and slippery, but you know, overall, I think this is going to be all right. Now, I'm not sure what the pricing on these is. I know it's very, very, very affordable. I think it's around the $15 mark, but don't quote me on that. I don't look a gift horse in the mouth, so of course I didn't do any prep work and didn't look this up beforehand. So like I said, quick impulse purchase at Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. But let's take a look at our factory edge and see where that's sitting. Oh, that is rough, lads. That is rough. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Either they didn't get rid of a burr, or they did a lousy job sharpening this. Let's get the electronic edge sharpness tester out and take a look at this real quick. Of course, this is provided by you guys through your super chat donations and channel memberships, so thank you for the support. As always, I'll mention it every single time. And just in case you're new here and you haven't seen one before, the way it works is it measures the number of grams of force it takes to cut through the wire on this calibrated test clip. The lower the number, the better. I like seeing stuff I like seeing factory edges hit about 150 to 175. After I sharpen them, I like to see them hit about 120. So let's see what we got here on this one. 232. Yeah, that 232 is pretty rough. Like, it'll still work. 232 is still a usable edge, but man, that's a little bit rough. And of course, when you get down to prices as low as this, or at least as low as I assume this was, you do start running into your factory edge being kind of hit or miss at best. I'm not sure I like the fact that the thumb studs aren't removable because I'm going to have to clamp this into something. I may just freehand sharpen this just to say I did. But if I get this into the Work Sharp Precision Adjust, it's going to be hard to not smash these thumb studs so hard with the stone while I'm sharpening to get all the way back here to the plunge line. And looks like they already did the favor for me. On both sides, the sharpening hit that plunge line, which also is one of the marks of the beast of a cheap knife. So don't get me wrong, I'm not dumping on this thing just to be dumping on it. I'm kind of taking a look and trying to see what all is and isn't good on this thing because, again, cheap knife. This is the heart of the channel. But, you know, beyond the small nitpicks of the bad factory edge and, you know, the plunge lines being dinged up, I'm not seeing anything terribly offensive. Like, if you can sharpen a knife and you don't have any problems doing that, and you pick this up for cheap enough, got a good toolbox knife, you got a good beater, something you can let somebody else borrow. Like, thankfully, I'm not in an environment where someone's like, hey, man, can I use your knife? And it's like, bro, go buy your own. Like, go buy your own knife. They're not hard to buy. Yeah, I'm one of those guys, but if I got this in my pocket, it's like, yeah, use this one. So not a big deal there, but I am definitely interested in seeing how it does for the week. I will say one thing, with the knife being this small, it should be a nice compact carry in the pocket. The strength on the pocket clip is quite good. Like, I'd give that about an 8.5 out of 10 for pull. Maybe a little bit closer to 7.5, but it's a strong pocket clip. That's a strong pull on it, and the dingus end is raised up far enough that it shouldn't give me any issues getting it over the hem of the pocket. So I like that, and of course there's plenty of space under the pocket clip, so it'll sit on the hem, which is also nice. If you're wearing work pants or something heavier duty, this should serve you a little bit better than smaller, flatter pocket clips do. It should. The screws for the pocket clip aren't recessed, so that may be a bit of an issue. It may not sit all the way down. Now, with this being steel frame and steel liners, with it in here, it may or may not be a problem getting it pulled back out of the pocket, because like the way this is shaped right here, the way it slopes downward like this, when you go to try to grab it from the pocket, it tends to do that number right there. And I've had that happen more than once, and we'll see how this one does, but that looks like it's going to be a likely issue with it. So, like, this should be a very interesting mixed bag for the week, you know, and you guys know the heart of the channel is finding really, really cheap stuff that's also still good at the same time. I think this will be passable. I think this will be passable. I think it's going to take care of me for the course of the week, although I may not be as happy as I would be with something else. But I think it'll take care of me. So, yeah, I can't think of a whole lot else to add. Like I said, this is my raw reaction and letting you guys know this is what we're carrying for the week. So, all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Go check out Saints EDC on YouTube. He's got his channel up. That's part of why we did the exchange, so we could both share each other's information on YouTube. But, yeah. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about this thing. If you've got one, let everybody else know how it's been treating you so far. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. You'll keep coming in. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We got live streams, regular videos. There's plenty of activities. Comments, I love some feedback. I already said that, but still, let me know what you think about this thing. Man, I am on autopilot with this. I've done this so many times now that little spiel at the end here, it's automatic. Like, I don't even think about it. I just talk my way through it. But y'all definitely check Saints EDC out and tell them I sent you. But, of course, I got my Amazon shop linked off. You don't have to use it, but it's the easiest way I've found to show you cool stuff that I've found over the last couple of months. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.